is not here this morning. He has a health issue. And is there anything, Brett, that we should know?
I read through his report. There's nothing that stood out.
Okay.
So
Okay. And Tracy, did you have anything from reading that report that you think we need to?
I didn't see anything that we'd have to.
Okay. All right. We'll go on then. And actually, our sheriff is not here, so we'll go on. I don't know of anything.
He's just finishing. He's got one more bid that's supposed to be in for the ceiling of the property this week.
Okay.
He'll bring that to us once he gets the other bid.
Sounds good. Okay, now we need to take care of some paperwork here for a certificate of appointment for Mark Baird to the library board. And we need a motion to approve that and then allow President Denny Henderson to sign up when he gets back.
I move to approve the certificate of appointment to the Public Library Board for Mark Baird and have Chairman Henderson sign it when he returns.
Second, we have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of appointment for Mark Baird to the library board. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Mark, we have on our agenda a couple of things that I think we need your input on.
Yes. Okay, so I had, when I talked to Greg about the agenda this morning, I asked him to put this moratorium issue on, and then I realized that the city and the county are on separate tracks with that. That moratorium is just for the county development of solar. It didn't have anything to do with city, and since Northgate is clearly within the 2-mile radius, the city doesn't have a moratorium, I don't think. So we don't really have any, we don't weigh in on that. That's city planning and zoning and that type of thing, not the county. So that's my mistake. So we don't need to deal with that. That moratorium can still stay in place. It just deals with what we have control over in the county. But along with that, as far as the IMPA purchase goes, so I think I may have emailed you commissioners a copy of that purchase agreement in the last couple of weeks, but the two issues that we can resolve fairly quickly. One is going to be the county expects to get a pro rata share of the proceeds back of the sale, and I meant to bring a copy of that original agreement, but I think we put in $300,000, which was a little less than half of the total purchase price, so maybe 40%, something like that. So that would be, we'll share in the closing expenses again on a pro rata basis, but we should get some money back when that is closed, and I just need confirmation from the mayor on that, and I think I'll have that the next couple of days. If you recall, and Tracy reminded me of this, when we set this up, we set up a 3-person board. Denny, you're on that board with the mayor and Donnie McElfresh. Okay, so I assume the three of you have talked about this or met, and you're very familiar with it, Danny, or somewhat.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so anyway, that board was to be a joint board to decide how that property would be marketed and sold and that type of thing. And so I believe, Danny, that group has approved this then, or we can approve it.
Yes, we approved it. The only thing we didn't really discuss was the money coming back, whether we want it to come back or whether we want to put it in infrastructure, green dots, or all different.
Okay.
We can decide that.
When I say get the money back, at least we get credit for it, and if we want to reinvest it, we can, but we have some control over that pro rata share. Okay. The only other issue that I was concerned about was IMPA believes, and I'm not questioning that necessarily, that they are a governmental entity for purposes of this transaction, which would mean that we don't jump through the normal hoops of having to have an appraisal done and sell it for the average and all that. So I reached out to their attorney, and he already responded this morning, and I need to dig into that a little bit deeper this week, but I believe that they do qualify under a government subdivision, and so we don't have to go through all those hoops. So I think we're pretty close to getting this resolved, and I know the utility's happy to hear about that. And we'll try to iron out all those things between now and the next meeting, and have something for approval at your next meeting.
Okay, I had a couple questions about that, Mark, and I know that we still have some work to do on it. Is the price per acre negotiable? That was my first question, or has that been decided on?
Danny, I guess, did you weigh in on that?
Yeah, the deal pretty well was that we would get back what we paid for the green, a little bit more, but then, the area they're taking is some of the wettest area. We're not producing for other business, so I kind of conceded that, maybe that wasn't an adequate price for that area. It's not up in the main part where it's more marketable, and it does finish up the last 5 acres the UDX has. Finish kind of all the ways together, close to the railroad track.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Denny.
So that part.
Thank you. And then the other question I had was the concern about the contract with the person that is leasing the farmland presently. That would have to be worked out, I'm assuming.
Yes, that's correct. Is it planted, Denny, do you know, is it planted this spring?
I do not know. I was thinking that there was a contract with them that if we go in, they get reimbursed their expenses.
Okay.
I'm positive of that.
I'll try to track that down today, because thank you, Nancy, I did have a concern about that, and because anything we did,
Nancy asked him that.
yeah.
Something you find out.
Okay, I'll check with the mayor today and find out if we had an agreement with somebody and if they've actually planted this spring.
Okay, thank you. So that's being worked on then, and is that all on that, Mark?
Yes.
That we need to talk about on that? Okay, then we have on our agenda NDOT parcels 5923, authorization to acquire and sign deed.
You want to talk about that a little bit, Greg? You want me to?
Go ahead if you want to.
Yeah, these are the leftover parcels out at 31. Probably now it's where right behind the ramp, coming off southbound, where NDOT used that house. There was a house there. It's hard to remember, but I do remember it. It might have been where the dealership is now, but anyway, they still belong to the state because there was an acre or so there that house was on, and they were using that as an office when they were building the interchange. And so the state has offered those to us. I believe they're willing to give them to us. Yeah,
That's my understanding.
so we just need, in talking to them and thinking about this, I thought, well, we don't want someone else to acquire those privately, because then that could hinder our process out there if we want to develop, or it could become a problem. So I assumed that NDOT, I told them we probably would want to acquire them. So we just need authority from the board, a motion and a vote if you want to acquire those. Danny, does that make sense to you?
Yes, I think so. It seems, silly not to go ahead and acquire them while we can.
Particularly since it's not costing us anything. So I just need a motion and a vote from the board to do that.
And then also to authorize Denny Henderson to sign the paperwork. So I move that we accept the parcels 5923, 13, and 14 from NDOT and allow Chairman Henderson to sign for those.
Second, it has been moved and seconded to acquire the NDOT parcels 5923 and authorize President Henderson to sign. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, we have one item with some revised minutes for August 11th, 2014. There was an address correction on page 2, just a simple typographical error.
Okay. I move that we approve the revision from 8/11/2014 minutes.
Second, it has been moved and seconded to accept the revised minutes for 8/11/2014. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, Tracy, do you have anything to report, anything to talk about?
Still waiting, the ready is almost, up to the portal. I don't know if you have anything on that. Other than that, we're just waiting on that. So it should be moving along pretty quickly here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jim, did you have anything to report or anything today? Okay, okay, great. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, anything from the public?
This is gonna be a record.
This is a quiet group here.
I move that we close public comment.
Second, it's moved and seconded to close public comment. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mark, did you have something?
I did, real quick.
Okay.
The township fire departments have been wanting an open burn ordinance. And Matt Floyd is here this morning representing them, and he provided me with something that is very close to what I think that could be acceptable by the board. And I need to make a couple additions to that, and try to have something finished for you at your next meeting that you can at least do a first reading on.
Okay.
And I appreciate their input. They deal with this a lot, and this, particularly in the dry season, it becomes a big problem. And it's all about farm community and people out in the county can burn certain things, but there are restrictions, and so we want to make sure that people are following the rules and not doing anything dangerous. So I'll work on that with Matt between the next meeting and try to get you something.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Thank you. Okay, anything else?
I think I'm good unless Danny has something.
Denny, do you have anything?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, thanks for coming on.